welcome to Not Just About Ducks with me, Angela. I don't know what I'm doing today. I don't know what I did yesterday. I know roughly what I want to do, but anyway, who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Let's go and see the ducks. You know what I'm thinking about this, don't you? I'm thinking this could make hooks for the garden. I think indeed that is my idea. Oh yes, rubbish I just found down there, so let's have a look. Yes. Don't go off, ducks. Come on, ducks. Go on. Hey, ducks. Go on. Good job. Woo. Bit on the wonky side there. Come on. Always last, Georgie. Always last. Good ducks. Good ducks. As luck would have it, today I have my string and scissors with me. I meant to bring it out yesterday. Ooh, it's so twangy, this coil. Oh, good gracious. It's attacking me. Right, okay. So I'd best tie it a bit at a time until I can not as easy. See? It's in the wildlife garden. I ain't taking any prisoners, mind, ducks. Get over there. You see, I've got plenty of netting and other things, but if I make, I can use this because after all, that's all the you know, you get the tunnels that go over your vegetables and your things like that, you know, to stop the birds and the whatever pinching at them. It's made of this stuff, which is very bouncy. So, but I will secure it, at least that's the plan. Excuse my back. So if I fasten it here, it should be right. So technically, I should be able to make beds that or tunnels that are sized appropriate. With this. Cool. I tell you what though, it didn't half smack me in the head. Okay, I'll sort your food out now, ducks. I know! I'm doing it. I've got to make this safe first, ducks. Yes. So that's one. Secure. Two. Hopefully the ducks. They won't. Right, I'm not talking to myself, I promised. Yeah, so when I was taking my ducks for their morning walk this morning, I came across this child's plaything. It's one of those tunnel type things. So, being as it's all busted up and discarded, what's one man's waste is another man's treasure, so they say. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure. So I decided to claim it, and I have to split it now, take the covering off, so I can get at the wire and use it for cloches. So, being as they can be quite expensive to buy a cloche, I've got the netting, I've got the fabric, you know, the polythene if I needed to make a big one. What I have to do now is let it escape from its covering. Easier said than done. Remembering to try and cut away from the fabric, like so. So there we have one piece. Now, inside these curly-whirly things, these tunnels for children, the metal rods is secured on every join with this plastic tunnel, you know, tube type thing, which will, when trimmed, or when you've sorted out and got your wire out, you can stick on the ends of the wire to stop you poking yourself in the eyes, or anybody else poking themselves in the eyes. Also, to do this, because I want to make sure it's tidy and safe, so I've got my handy dandy ball of string, which is a nut seam ball of string. It's all naturally dyed with food colorings and natural dyes. So that's my string. I always buy it from Nut Scene. I usually buy it in bulk. It works out cheaper that way. I've got my string scissors, which are purposely made for the string. So these came with the string actually, and a little basket and some nice wooden labels for your garden. So actually the basket is what I use for collecting the eggs that my duckies produce. Soon to be, as I have new arrivals coming this week. They were supposed to be last week, but the delivery people's trucks, 2 of them broke down, so Cyril Basin is delivering my eggs, my chickens next week. The chickens I'm getting, I hope they come next week, but I don't mind if they don't for a few weeks, as I'm really busy. But so I've ordered 4 point of lay chickens that will lay blue eggs. So yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to that. There's one of my sons doesn't eat duck eggs. He doesn't like them, and he says they're too sweet. But so there. So that's why I've got the chickens. So I've got 4 coming. So I think that's a nice size. I haven't got a cockerel coming though. I think my neighbours would be a bit cheesed off if I had a cockerel, especially, well, just they would be. But you can sort that, you know, crowing cockerels. It's not called the pot or the oven. It's called a collar. So you can make a collar out of, to stop a cockerel crowing. You can make a collar if you get some Velcro and some fabric. So you make a collar that's big enough to go around the cockerel's neck, like so, but then obviously loose, but not too loose so it comes off his head, but loose that he's, oh good grief duck, but loose so he's comfortable, but when he wants to puff his crop up to crow, he can't get the air in there, and so then he can't crow, so because he can't get the air in there. But other than that, you know, it's all honky-dory. He can still go about his business and do what he needs to do with the ladies. I'm not sure. I may phone them up and ask if I could have a cockerel, because that's well, not have a cockerel, but you know, buy a cockerel, because then I would have pure breeds, and then that's self-sufficiency, isn't it, really? You've got if you do that, that's self-sustainability, because if you want to incubate eggs, you know, you've got the capabilities there with a cockerel, haven't you? So they are quite expensive to buy, these chickens. Well, not really, well, they are, you know, for what they are. They're but I do say that Cyril Basin, he really is value for money. If you buy from Cyril Basin, they will deliver. They do deliver. Obviously not many as fewer orders, I don't know, but they do small orders. It's the same place that I have my my table birds from, my broilers, which have all gone to freezer camp, and I have to be honest, they are lush. It's a very, very satisfying feeling to sit down to eat and everything that's on the table is your own. You've grown it and you've looked after it and you've done, you know, harvested it and cooked it. It's you gain a new appreciation for what you're eating if you've taken the care and trouble to grow it. Yes, I know it's probably cheaper and less time consuming, at least not cheaper, less time consuming and dangerous to buy one already made. But I'm better off with my money in my bank, I think. No, I don't think. I know the aim of the game is to be debt-free and to provide for my family. I have to be honest, I would like a few acres, a couple of acres. That would be awesome if I could. I know I'm going a bit long in the tooth, but maybe to start again. it is what it is. Now a couple of acres, a little cottage or something on it. Doesn't have to be a cottage. Just a couple of acres with maybe planning permission so I could build a tiny house just for me and my ducks. No, honestly, they wouldn't live in the tiny house. Would you? No. But a non-invasive kind to the earth type building. But you never know what you can find until you look. Another thing I would like to talk about is bullying and name calling. Being slightly different, or no, being a lot different to other people who live in streets, which I do. I live in a street. As those that watch my channel know, there's a semi and a large garden. That's it. But if I had a farm or a small holding, I wouldn't be called the names I'm called. And it does get to you now and again. I do have a Facebook, so people that I know, they sometimes post things and they'll put my name to it. And if they see a funny duck post or a chicken post or whatever, they sort of post it to me type of thing. They'll post it on my page, which I do like. You know, there's no malice meant in that. But I have found people's comments, what they call you, you know. I'm fed up of being called the crazy duck woman, or mad Ange, or crazy Ange. So I did have a bit of depression, you know. But that's I think I was really hurt the other week because a friend put something on, posted to me with my name, which was really nice. It was about a chicken in like an enclosed cage pram type thing, and a child was pushing it. And she said, oh, I saw this and thought of you, Ange, you know. And then one of her friends commented underneath, can you imagine the crazy duck woman? Which I don't know the lady who commented, but they think because people like me do things differently and try their best to be, well, I try my best at whatever it is I'm doing, and I think that's the way I was brought up. But it shouldn't give people the right to call me names. You know, I did write an answer back to the woman. I just said that's not nice, really. But what cheeses me off is if I had a farm, then that name I wouldn't be called that name, would I? I would be called a farmer, or I wouldn't be called that name. I wouldn't be called any names, because know, because they would, well, they just wouldn't call it to me because I live in a house, which everybody lives in a house or a tent or some form of building, don't they? A caravan. But just because I live in a house and I choose to live like I live, that doesn't mean I'm crazy. That just means I'm different. Tad eccentric. No, I am very eccentric. That's just the name calling thing. It's just, and it's not just me, it's other people that keep ducks or chickens, the people who keep pigs or try and be a little bit self-sufficient in their lifestyle, you know. They do get called and names and bullied, which, in all honesty, I thought the name calling had stopped, you know, because I've always been called names. I'm not going to go into the names I've been called, but use your imagination. There's no oh, Cyril Basin. I must take this. So anyway, where was I? Yes, so that was the poultry man. That was Cyril Basin there on the phone confirming that my new chickens will be delivered tomorrow. So that's awesome news. Yes. I've forgotten where I was now, but then I always forget where I am, so it is what it is. I'm forgetful. So this little oh gosh, what is it, a play hoop or tunnel or something for the children? I think the amount of wires inside it are, there's 3 large coils. Itchy nose. So it's so just one more to separate. I did one this morning when I was out in the lane. Obviously I brought the cloth in that was covering it, so it will go in the bin. I also found a gate hinge. Yay! So that will go in my toolbox. Gate hinges are, and it was a nice black one. So gate hinges are handy. You never know when you're going to need one. And in actual fact, I need to put 2 on my polytunnel. I need to make, because I've got a little mesh cage door there that I made for the front, but I need to make one for the back because I need to increase the flow of air through it so as to prevent any blight or anything getting on the tomatoes and cucumbers. The other day I planted some Blauhild, the German bean, so they were growing quite beautifully in the tunnel. So there's my pea bed is there, and then I planted the German. It's a purple growing bean. So I planted that, and then we had a frost. So I'm not sure if I've lost them. I think I probably may have. So I'm going to have to sow some more of those. What else? The beans are looking fine. If I can keep the ducks out. Pesky ducks. I've had to take one out this morning that got in there and got stuck. And didn't I, Miss Flora? So at some point today I will be starting over there and working on that bed around the bay tree, because I intend for that area this year, and maybe this one, I'm not sure, that bed by there, dedicated to beans and peas. I'm not growing sweet corn this year because I've still got some in the freezer from last season, so yes. There's bound to be an easier way of doing this, isn't there? Oh, my nose is itching. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'll just crack on with this and stop my nattering. Come here, Georgina. Georgie. Oi. Daisy duck, leave Georgie alone. Yes, 3 drakes is too many. Even though he can't do it yet, he hasn't got a... I say, you get him off her. So sadly, I seem to have lost all my Blauhilde seeds, beans. They're a climbing bean that when they produce the beans, I believe the beans are purple. And you know me and purple things. Anyway, I set them out too early, and they were nice, and they were vigorous, and they were looking pretty dashed awesome, and they were about yay big. But I planted them out in their own bed, and they've succumbed to the frost we had the day before yesterday. So that's quite, I'm quite sad about that. But anyway, all's not lost. I have another packet, thank goodness. So these, you can use these as a bean for a dried bean for use in, you know, so that you boil, so you can store them, easy storage. You can use them as a fine green bean, or you can use them, let them grow a bit bigger and use them in salads and things like that, so that you get the seeds. Anyway, I'm going to plant all these yet again. So I get my seeds from Premier Seeds direct. And don't forget, if you order seeds from Premier Seeds, make sure when you Google it or whatever search engine you got, make sure you put the direct in. So Premier Seeds direct. If you don't put the direct, you get through to another company which is called Premier Seeds, which sell these seeds but at 3 or 4 times the price. So a packet of 100 seeds will cost around about 99 pence or £1. But if you buy from the other company without the direct on the packet, then they cost, you know, they cost £3 or £4 a packet. So Premier Seeds direct is the most important. You can buy them on eBay or Amazon. Make sure you put eBay is better, I believe. Make sure you put the direct in again on eBay, because otherwise you will get the other company up. But if you buy them on eBay, for every 3 packets you get a 4th packet free, so then that's cheaper again. So I will, by the time these come up, I'll plant them really close. By the time these come up, the last frost day will have gone, and then I can I took so much care with the others, but it was quite a heavy frost. It was, I mean, everything was frozen. The pond was frozen. The peas are all right, though. The peas are still there, so that's okay. So, because these grow, but they do grow quite nice, but the root system was lovely on them, so they'll only be in here a couple of weeks. I should have just transplanted the other ones, I think. I had them in a root builder pot. So, I mean, the roots were lush on them as well. Oh dear. Oh, not to worry. If you do sow quite heavily, when you plant them on, if you sow quite, because I do intend to sow all these 100 in here, if you do sow quite heavily, so obviously then the roots will tangle. If you give them a good watering when you separate them, you know, and take care when you pull them apart that you don't break the roots. You know, you can do it. It's my own stupid fault. So I've got a big day tomorrow. So my wood's being delivered for my greens bed, my brassica bed. And the chickens are being delivered. So I'll give it a good firm down. I will top them off with more compost back in the polytunnel. In all honesty, the polytunnel is quite blinking hot in there at the minute. So, yes, I'm going to put a label. Oh my gosh. I know I've got one. I came prepared. Honestly. They say where there's no sense, there's no feeling. Haha. I knew I had one. Rubbish. Right. I just found it. That's the one I had in my jacket pocket. And that's the one I brought out of the tunnel. So So it's a blow-hilder climbing beam. And I think today, I don't know what the day is, oh my gracious. So, is it the 17th? So, let's take two.